All right. Welcome to today's live stream, guys. Welcome. So today is Friday. It's the last trading day for this week. How has your experience been so far? Have you blown an account? Are you making progress, or you are still at break even? Let's know in the chat section, guys. So today basically we are having the consumer sentiment that is going to take place by 2 p.m. GMT. That is when we are expecting the consumer sentiment release. So from the current price action, what are the expectations? What are you looking out for? All right, so let's get started. What am I looking out for? Are we just coming to take a look at what market has to offer, or we just going to learn? All right, so this is US30 without wasting much time. This is US30, and US30 currently we are retesting previous high. This is on the 1 hour time frame. So the expectation here, naturally we should be expecting sales from that zone on the US30. That is the natural expectation. Looking out for sales at this level. Now, if you look at previous price action, let's zoom in a bit. If you look at previous price action, you realize that price at this level, right? So price at this level made an aggressive push to the upside. Okay, so what do we see? We have seen price come back into that level. So basically those that trade ICT, this is an order block, right? So this is a nice railroad pattern for the supply and demand guys, which of course we are supply and demand with trade ICT as well once in a while. Now this one thing you have to understand is that all these strategies, they are one and the same. It's just different acronyms, people just trying to use some initials to kind of make it looks like it's something different, right? So now let me give you a breakdown. Today I just want to do more of the teaching than just giving out signals so that you learn, because it's better to learn and know what to do than just come up for signal. So let me show you something unique here which could have helped you capture this buy right here. So pay attention, guys. Make sure you engage the chat section, otherwise I'm not going to be dropping this gem. The more we engage, the more I'm going to be dropping simple tips that will help you maximize profit. Now look at this critically. I've made mention that earlier on we saw price create this railroad pattern, and we saw a two strong bulls, right? Now take a look to today. Same thing. Same thing. And what did we have here? Two strong bulls back to the same zone. Guys, this is what happens almost all the time. Please make sure to hit the like button. All right. Because today I feel like just letting you guys know these simple tips when it comes to US30 so that it will really help you. Now, let me get this zone. So whenever you see this kind of setup, you just need to you need to just identify the zone, right? So when you do that, then you wait for the pattern. Look at that. So that pattern formed right in that zone, and what happened? We had a push, nice push. So basically right now this is a high that price created previously. Okay, so what am I expecting? I'm expecting to see a reaction at that point. So a reaction at this level, then of course I might look at to short depending on the setup. So if I get a reaction here by 2 p.m. GMT, which is when we are expecting the consumer sentiment release, then of course you should see a reaction for price to drop. All right, so that is it. That is for the lesson I had for you guys today. So let me quickly go to gold. So let's take a look at gold. Gold, of course, currently is not really performing well because it's trading in a range. If you take a critical look at this level I've spotted all the way to this point, gold is trading within a range. So if you are not going to be patient enough, then you are going to lose a lot of money. If you're going to be scalping, you're going to be losing money because you probably at a point you are buying and it's selling, right? So unless you really understand how to scalp, so the best thing for you to do is to wait to see this. There is this nice range here for gold to fill. It might not happen today, but this is a home run, right, guys? So better wait for it to break. We have a clean break, a close, then we fill this range, right? So this might happen next week, all right? So now, what am I expecting here on gold? If we go back to the weekly analysis, that's why I always advise everyone to pay attention to the weekly analysis. Now, on the weekly analysis, I made mention that we are going bullish this week on gold. I made mention that we're going bullish on pound USD this week. I made mention that we are going bullish on US oil this week. I also made mention we are going bullish on US30, where we are going to retest before going down. But of course, US30 did not go down. It pushed to our retest point, but broke and continued bullish, which of course, if you have been following me for quite some time, you understand that, okay, when this level is taken out, then you have to continue the buys, of course, right? So this week has been an awesome week for those that paid attention to the weekly analysis. So now, with that in mind, today is Friday. With that in mind, the expectation right here is to narrow down to M30. All right. So on the M30, what are the structure that we can quickly identify? You realize that the range is more clearer here on the M30. All right, guys. So now I will identify this immediate zone. So this immediate zone right here for what happened previously, which is this cell. Okay, so this cell we are saying there might be a probability for it to retest this zone again, but then again it is not safe to go in for any trade here on gold because of how dangerous the range is, right? So I'm not going to be picking any trade on gold for now. So now let's take a look at US oil. So this was a trade I called out during the live stream on Tuesday. So I want to congratulate those that did take that trade. All right, so here we are on US oil. What am I expecting? Let's go to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame, where are we? So I've seen this level. So we identify that level. So realize the price yesterday closed a little bit above that level, right? And now today is trying to kind of correct off that level. So you go down to the 4-hour time frame, and this is what you are seeing on the 4-hour time frame. All right, guys. Today, like I said, today is mostly going to be teaching. So make sure you drop your question in the chat section. Let's get interactive. Okay, so on the 4 hour time frame, this is what we are seeing. Remember, this is the level I drew off the daily time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, price is currently correcting very slow, very slow. So we want to see a pattern on the M30 or on the 1 hour time frame that will confirm that at least we should be able to fill this range here to the left hand side. That is basically what we should be looking out for. So now this is where I'm going to be noting for a target. All right, so the full range of this candle, this previous bullish candle. So if price breaks this range, then I should see price drop. So basically now we have our signal or our potential setup for US oil. Basically this looks like a scalp situation. Let's look at the range. So we are looking at a range of 40 pips. So that is basically what I'm going to be keeping an eye on for US30. Why am I doing that? Let's go back to M30 and look at the pattern critically. Now, if you decide to follow this, look at this zone right here. What happened? Price has been testing that zone often than not. And what are we saying right now? We saw that prior to the New York Open, we saw bearish volume coming in. So this is an engulfing candle. Price has engulfed the previous bullish candle. Now we saw 50% retest of the previous bearish candle, which acted as a Marabuzo candle. Now it confirmed bearish. So right now this is a bullish candle pushing higher. So the reason being right now we cannot just jump into a sell until the previous candle's low is taken out. Look at how this current candle's open. It has not taken out previous candle's low. It is just opening bullish and is pushing. So you want to see the previous candle's low taken out. And in this case, more reference is to this doji candle here. So when we see price break below, then we are expecting this kind of volume right here, this particular volume, to repeat itself here to fill this range in this candle right there. So that is very simple. This is very, very simple. We are just breaking down the price action for you to be able to understand what goes on whenever I'm looking out for a trade, because we are students of price action. We keep it simple, and that is what yields the necessary results. So looking out for sales here on US oil. So going back to gold, I'll be more patient to grab a possible opportunity here for a nice drop, or when price breaks above here for a nice push to the bullish direction. Of course, that will be captured in the weekly analysis. So let's keep an eye on US30. Let's step down to the 30 minutes time frame to get a clearer price action, because we do not want to just pick trades. We want to see some level of confirmations so that when we pick the trade, we can conveniently stay in the trade and allow the market to play out. Alright guys, so if you have not subscribed, please kindly smash that subscribe button and turn on your post notification so that whenever I go online live, you'll be the first to be notified, or whenever I drop and educational content, you will be the first to be notified. Let's grow together, guys. So let's just be patient to see what happens. We have more people watching, but the like is still few. Let's hit the like button, guys. All right, so now it's 1 p.m. The new 1 hour candle is up. Are we going to aggressively jump in for a sell? Now let's identify the zone right there. So that is the zone or the range with which we are eyeing for sellers. There are sellers within that range. All right. So now US oil has also opened bearish. Gold is continuing bearish so far. So let's just keep calm and watch out. Watch out. Right. So far, how has your trading week been? How has your trading week been? Has it been a profitable week so far? Has it been a losing week? Or is just a break-even week? That reminds me, remember I said that we are going to be trading our prop account live. For those who are still struggling with their prop account, if you are looking for a way to pass your prop account, if you know anybody that is looking for a way to pass his or her prop account, tell the person that Mr. Wex is gonna be having a live trading session where I'm gonna buy a 50K account where we are gonna be trading together. The trades that I pick, you pick the same trade, and of course, I'm gonna guide you on how you will trade and pass your prop account. So if you are ready for that journey, get ready, get your account ready. All right. Akpabio says it will be nice experience. You are ready. Right, right. Of course, it's gonna be a nice experience, guys. It's gonna be a nice experience. We're gonna unlock how to trade and pass a proper account. But one thing remains for sure, you're just gonna come online and keep to the rules. It's gonna be as simple as that, right? There are days we're gonna see trades, maybe it might look very juicy, but we're not gonna take it. We might take it on a normal account, but on a prop, no, because right. One thing you guys need to know, I'm gonna be dropping tips on how to pass a prop account, the things you have to look out for to engage in a prop account. I think that's a video will be dropping by next week. By next week, gonna have that video where I'm gonna be dropping some few tips that will help you on in your prop account. How many percent you need to risk per trade, or the maximum you need to risk. What are the what are the things you need to do to stay afloat, right? So I'm just gonna be giving that free so that it can help each and everyone that is trying to get funded to get to that funding stage. It's always a nice thing to get to a funding stage and cash out. It's not just to get to a funding stage, because now statistics also shows that people get to the funding stage and lose their account. So we are going to also cover how to maintain your account when you get to the funding stage. That of course is going to be in a different video, right? So for the purpose of the live trading, we are just going to focus on getting you funded, right? Then that will be done. In our various daily stream, you would be able to catch up with the signals and define your risks and trade accordingly. So now US oil, the crude oil is, say, it's approaching our potential entry or potential level of interest, where we are interested in looking at what is going to happen next, right? So US30, it's also still reacting within that zone. Now, one might want to go in aggressive, right? So one thing I'm going to advise, if you want to go aggressive at this point, make sure that you have a very reduced lot size, right? So let's say if price could break the doji, you're looking at the doji, we're using the doji candle as the reference. So if price breaks this doji candle's low, then we should expect more drop at least to this next psychological level, which is 34,500, and from there we could look out for more drops. Oh, so US30 broke below the zone, or US, oh sorry. So now what we are going to do is to wait. Let's see, we are just 8 minutes into the new 15 minutes candle, which is the new 1 hour candle. So well, let's see how this candle closes. If it closes with more bearish push below here, then it's good. Now you can also have a sell stop here, knowing that there's a high probability that if price come back to break this structure, then that bearish volume is still intact for price to push down. So those are the two scenario you can take advantage of. All right, still patiently waiting. So, like I always said, this game is a patient game. You always want to wait and see the outcome. You want to wait for your setup. You want to wait for the trade to materialize. Now, if you want me to take you in a private session, you can always reach out to me via my Telegram handle, which is currently scrolling on the screen, or you can always reach out to me via the website where you can log in to see the various package you can enroll in. So now US oil is back to the entry level. So now US30 is still bullish. That is why I always talk about confirmation. You want to see certain level taken up before you engage. Right, I see you, brother Joy. Welcome to the live stream. So you have 44 minutes to go for the consumer sentiment, and it's an high impact news. So we are expecting it to bring some volume that might help push in our favor. So US30, if it takes out this high, then it invalidates whatever setup we are waiting for. So we are keeping an eye on that high. So if it breaks, then we are no longer waiting for it to break this low for us to expect the sell. Still waiting for US oil to give us the needed drop. So we are keeping an eye on both pays to see as it unfolds. Then it's asking, can we sell? Sell is already on. I've already explained that, bro. Sell is already on. Everything is there. Our rigs is there, guys. So you define your rigs and execute. Make sure it aligns with your system. Now, this is something we need to understand. When I give out a setup, right? So we need to follow. If you are following the setup, you need to follow the entry and possibly the stop loss, unless of course you have a system else that probably allows more stop loss. But if you are following the system or the setup I've given, let's try as much as possible to follow as it is given so that you do not get yourself hurt. So that if maybe the trade ends up in a loss, then you're going to lose maybe 40 pips. Then maybe you enter late and the trade ends up in a loss and you're losing maybe 60, 70 pips. Right. So currently on oil we are floating 14 pips. US30 is yet to trigger. And like I said, if it breaks the previous high, this setup is invalid. We will no longer look at a break below this level for us to sell. All right, so now you got it led. Yeah, sure. So whenever you are late to the party, just stay away from it. Unless, of course, you hear me say, okay, it has come back to entry, maybe you can still enter. All right, get it. So there is no harm in missing a trade, right? Where there is harm is missing a trade, missing an entry, and you still jump into it without even caring whether it's still within the right setup or not. All right, so let's see. I'm still keeping an eye on both instruments. Let's see what's gonna happen. So we are 7 minutes away from the new 30 minutes candle. Can we have yeah, so we're still keeping an eye on USO while we are watching to see what US30 is gonna do. We still have 5 minutes to go for US30. All right, Mashuk, you're welcome. It is my pleasure. Nuko, so where are you joining me from? If I've gotten your name correctly, Mershak Nuko. May I know where you're joining me from? All right, so it looks like US30 is going to give us that bearish sell vibe as expected. So let's see. US oil is not really doing well at this point. We are seeing some correction there, and we are just 3 minutes away from the new 30 minutes candle. Oh, thank you very much. You're joining us from Benin Republic. You're welcome. You're welcome. I see you, Calvin. Thanks, bro, for the support. Now, look at what gold is doing. Gold is actually not giving us that break as expected. So that is why I said from the onset, I'm not going to be looking out for trade here on go because I don't really see what is going to give the necessary volume to bring about this range fill, or probably for us to have a break above to keep go pushing higher. Look at this. Right. So if you had followed my weekly analysis, you realize that I had labeled two targets for for gold, basically looking at price hitting around this zone, and the next was this with the necessary volume. So if you go back to the weekly time for analysis, let's just take a quick look at it here for you to see that. um, so where is gold? So look at that on gold. This is the weekly analysis. So you had a nice clean break where price pushed. All right. So basically this was the overall target in case we had a strong push. So of course price is reacting to this zone right here. Right. If you take a look at this left hand side, there are a lot of noise here. So price would not just ignore these noises. So it's going to react around that level. So what I'm expecting is for price to react to this previous Marabuzu, which is probably going to be around the 50% level before the needed bullish push. And that is the expectation I'm looking forward to on the 1 hour time frame, which I said that we are looking forward for that range to be filled. So we are just 1 minute away from, and here we go. The cell is intact, and we are in the cell already. We are in the cell already. We are in the cell already. So guys, make sure you manage your trade accordingly. So let's say we are price is reacting. So let's see. Are we gonna get that needed push or that needed drop? All right, so it is what it is, guys. So basically, like I said at the beginning of this stream, I said that today is going to be more of the learning phase of the whole thing. So I wanted us to see that there is more to trading than just clicking the buy and the sell button. So now I could have said, okay, let's jump in for a sell earlier on. But of course, how is that going to help you? You would not understand the price actions and the times you need to pay attention to trade. Okay, so basically, upon waiting, we did see price dropped at exactly 1:30 p.m. GMT. We saw some drop. So now we are still patiently waiting to see if we can get that target hit. Now US oil is giving us that nice vibe. So you can start thinking of managing your position on US oil. Now we did 34 pips on US30. All right. So there's no better way to close the weekend. Right. So you just get in, grab in some and relax. Okay, so this is how we do it on Fridays. So I'm still positive on US oil, I'm still positive on US30. So let's see how it goes. Of course, US30 we are just risking about 50 pips, and US oil we are risking just 28 pips on US oil. Right. The difference being these guys, though they are volatile, but US30 is more volatile than US oil when it comes to this trading time. All right. So if there's anything you did not really get when the video is uploaded, you can go back and listen to it over and over again so that you learn. It's better to learn and grab and understand what is going on so that you can learn to replicate it on your own. So you have 25 minutes to go for the consumer sentiment to drop. So US oil, we are in 28 pips so far. Remember, our target is 46 pips. So we have done more than 50% of our target. So we're still waiting. All right. So both trades are currently giving us the needed drop. So let's keep our fingers crossed while we are watching to see how US30 will finally uh, turn out to be. So now, why are we getting this delay here on US30? The reason being that if you take a critical look at this level, look at this level. So price is reacting to this level right there. Okay. So let's see. Please, if you have not hit the like button, please do well to smash that like button for me. And make sure next week, as we are going to be coming in for the same live stream, invite your friends, because the more people we have on board, the more it's going to encourage me to keep doing this till we get to a point where we're going to be doing this every single day, where I'll come and learn and teach while identifying setup as the market presents, and we trade together and make money together. Of course, maybe there are going to be losses along the line. Of course, that is part of the business, of course, but one thing remains for sure: our equity curve is always going to be bullish. That is one thing that is guaranteed, as long as we keep to our trading plan and stay focused. So look at how price is reacting to that level right there on the 5 minutes time frame. All right, so US30 is back to that zone, that level. So let's see, we are still away. We have 70 pips targets. We are just 21, 22 pips into the target. So we are still about 50 pips away. So let's see how it turns out. All right, remember the rules. When we hit 40 pips, make sure you break even or you close partial. That is on the US30. That is always the rule. 40, 50 pips, depending on the range we are going for, we always take partials because you do not want to be in profit at the end of the day. You lose everything back to the market because the market retraces. It's Friday, so always learn to secure your profit, some of your profit or all of your profit, depending, because when you secure $5, better than nothing. $5 is better than nothing, depending on your account size and depending on the risk you took, right? So for example, Usoil did about, I think, 30 pips. So imagine you went in with 10 lot, depending on the broker, that would be about $3,000. That is massive. Same thing applies to US30. I guess the market is currently waiting to see what the sentiment is going to bring on board. So we are still patiently waiting. So US30 is retracing. Usoil is also retracing. Let's see. For Usoil, I've already said you can secure some profit or secure everything. Sorry, Usoil. But for US30, we're still waiting. We're waiting for it to hit at least 40 pips before we secure. So let's still see what is going to happen on US30. Let me know if you're in the trade. If you took the trade, let me know. Let me know that you took the trade. So US almost got to target and it's now retracing. US30 is really testing our patience. Ooh, much patience is required. Much patience is required. Still yet to see guys that are in the trade, or we're just watching. All right, so Usoil is back to its form. So let's see. US30 is seriously testing our patience. It's Friday. We are cashing out for some. We're cashing out for some wine. Just 14 pips. Alright, so US30 is doing well. So let's see how many pips we got there. We got 34 pips, 36 pips so far. So you can do the needful. Is it time for the US30 to pay us and pay us real good? Let's see. 28 pips so far. New 15 minutes is up. So this is gonna be 40 pips right there. So you can start closing partials on US30. Serious patience is required. If you want to be a trader, guys, you need to be patient, man. If you don't have patience, you need to learn how to be patient. If you're in US30 trade, make sure you do not allow it to go back to break even. Right, so let me take a look at gold. We have been so caught up in the two trades we are in, and we forgot about our brother gold. Look at gold. So look at that. Like I said, gold has been trading a range. So imagine you decide to sell thinking it's going to break. And now it will have been dragging you all the way up. I believe we had shot out of this US oil. So basically currently out of all the trades, guys, I'm out. So US30 did not give me that strong push. So I'm still going to be patiently waiting. I want to see what is going to happen by 2 p.m. GMT. So we're just a couple of 11 minutes away from 2 p.m. Let's hang on a little bit to see what's going to happen. So of course, USR did an amazing work for us. We're just a little pip away from our targets, and this I had already shut down this earlier, so this is amazing. So US30, I'm still gonna be watching it. If it pushes higher back to this point and closes there, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a sell stop right back at the same entry, expecting the new hour candle to break and continue bearish. I want to see price hit this psychological level 34,500. That is where I'm expecting price to hit, right? Because if you take a look at, let's come back here. If you take a look at previous price action, right? So this is Wednesday. When you take a look at this price action, you realize that there was a strong drop. So basically, that is the expectation I'm having for today's market, right? So now there has to be something to push it. So that's why I'm counting on the consumer sentiment to give me that needed push to expose the market price to 34,500 price level. So that is the expectation. All right, so this is what I'm expecting. I need to see price go bullish. Then, of course, it will give me the opportunity to have that sell stop. So we are 7 minutes away from the new 1 hour candle. So you see, that's what happens. You need to always pay attention to price action. So imagine we did not shut down the US oil. Now almost all our profit would have been wiped. So you need to understand how Friday market works and trade accordingly. So one of the things I noticed that most traders lose their profits they have made the entire week on Friday. So that is one of the reasons I have decided to have these live streams on Fridays as well, so that to help traders who have already made some money over the week, who for some reason might face the exposure of blowing that money away on Friday, so that this live stream will be a source of uh, deterring them from blowing their account and probably helping them to preserve the capital so that you can cash out some and enjoy the weekend. All right. I'll be very, very happy and appreciative if the content so far has been helpful, is educative. Help me to share the page. Let others know of this page, guys. Share the content to your friends who are traders who are struggling, even though they are an intermediate traders. Share with them. In a very short while, I'll be looking out to partner with some traders. You might be the one, it might be someone you recommend to join the session, so that whenever I put out the form there, people can easily come on board, right? So let's share the good news. So basically, we have 5 minutes more to go. All right. So at this point, with the level at which price has left the entry level or the entry price, so what I can do, you can conveniently, if I go back to this time frame, that's 15 minutes time frame. If I come to the 5 minutes time frame, I can conveniently look at it critically, and from this perspective, you realize that if there is a possibility for price to come back, then that entry level we had earlier is still a valid price level. So that is 34571. So you can still maintain a new sell stop at that point, knowing that in the next 4 minutes, if there's going to be volume to push price down, then price would trigger and possibly push it, drop price towards our target, which is 34,500 price level. So it makes sense to react or to act in that direction, in that path. Is that still possible? So let's see how this 5 minutes candle close if we are to revise our entry. So we have 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. So now there are two entries here. If this candle closes bullish, then I would prefer going for the break of that candle's low for an entry, so that it gives me an earlier entry. I can easily secure some profit from there. right? Because if I'm placing an order at 34581, I'm at advantage as regards to 34571. So I'm already like having 10 pips difference. So the choice is yours. You can decide to have it at 34581 or 34571. So here we go. Here we go. That is it, guys. That is how we do it. All right, guys. So we are already doing it. So make sure to secure your profit. So if you had entered right here, if you had a sell stop right there, you would have seen 40 pips drop. If you entered at this first entry, you would have seen 30 pips drop. So in whatever entry you had, you would have made money. So guys, this is where I'm wrapping up for today. So thank you for being a part of today's session. I am very grateful to have you come on board in this session. All right, see you guys in the weekly analysis, and of course I'm going to see you guys live next week Tuesday, where I'm going to come on live just as today, and we will be learning as well as earning together. Until then, trade safe.